I have 3 Eversharp pens from the 40s, the Symphony pen, 2 Symphony pens, and a Skyline. And they all have, especially the 2 Symphony pens, have nibs that tell me how they want me to draw. Now, I've mentioned this to you guys before, and I'll mention it to you again. A pen, maybe it's the impressionable Pierre Gustafson that doesn't know how to think for himself, or the sensitive Pierre Gustafson that's in tune with his surroundings. I don't know what it is. We'll say that I'm in tune with my surroundings. Anyway, this particular pen has a very rounded ball on the end of it, and it allows me to want to draw without lifting up the pen. And that's a style of drawing that my dad loves to do, and that I sometimes do, but I generally don't do it. But many of you do. And this is a perfect pen for that because it's very rounded. It also has a slight flex so that you are able to get variation in line as you're drawing away. Now I started drawing something that looks kind of like a sports car, which is what I'm doing. I guess the car is going that way with the wheels speeding in that direction. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I guess it does. If you look at a photograph of a car, you see the wheels in that direction. Anyway, this, speaking of cars, that's sort of what I mean by telling me how to draw. If you are in your Volvo station wagon at a stoplight, your Volvo station wagon with rust on it at a stoplight, you're going to sort of timidly wait there for the light to turn green. And the guy in the Maserati next to you is vrooming his engine and trying to impress you with his prowess. And that's what I mean about a pen directing you. If I was in a sports car at the stoplight, I'd be vrooming my engine too, because the sports car is telling me to do that. You know, it's saying, you know, I'm a high-performance engine, and prove it. So these pens want me to draw like this, all in one line. And that's kind of fun. Even though I don't draw that way normally, this pen is telling me that that's what it wants to do. The other Skyline, the other Symphony pen here, has a similar nib, actually. It even, the range is a little bit bigger, it looks like, even if it doesn't make as wide a line. It starts maybe thinner. I'm not sure about that. They're very similar. And this one loves staying on the paper too. It doesn't want me to lift up the pen. It wants to keep on the road and keep going fast. And I'm able to draw without worry about going in the wrong direction. So this is a pen that wants to move. And you can see that I'm clearly not paying attention to what I'm drawing. I'm just drawing. I'm moving the pen around. And I can move it in any different direction without worry. Now the last pen I have here on my desk right now is this one. Now this one has a very specific, it's telling me to draw in a very specific way, just, you know, like that Maserati car. This one makes me want to draw with these hatch lines. It's a little prickly, And, when it's going in the, quote, wrong direction, it's sort of telling me I don't like going that way. And so this is a pen that is perfectly good for drawing, but better suited to someone who draws in these hatchy lines, staccato lines, I guess. And so again, this pen is telling me something, just like that Maserati would be telling me something if I had a Maserati. It would say, vroom your engine. As you can see, this has a nice, fine, semi-flexible nib. It almost looks like the nib should be firm, but it's actually, there's a little bit of give there. And, again, I can push it in all the different directions, but it prefers, for drawing, it prefers to do these hatching. The two symphony pens, they, on the other hand, are happy being pushed around. And I might think I'm doing the pushing, but they're the ones that are telling me to push. Again, they're telling me how they want to draw. And I think that's what's really fun about having tools that are as responsive and have such character as these do. Here's the other symphony pen. I'm just dipping these. I haven't put sacks in them yet, but this is a pen. The two symphony pens, I'd be very confident that if I were to hand these to really any sketcher, that they would be able to move them around and have fun with them. The Skyline pen with the slightly prickly nib, I would want to really see how the artist draws first. And if they, were loosey-goosey like that, I'd say this pen probably wouldn't work as well for them because it feels scratchy. And if this were on paper that was a little bit more rough, someone might accidentally push down a little bit too hard going the wrong way and snag the pen or the paper. So they're all great pens. This wants to draw like this. The others want to draw like this, or they can do an entire drawing without lifting the pen off the paper. So if you're that kind of drawer, this is the pen for you, because it does have, that's not supposed to happen, it does have a very rounded nib. It's kind of Johnny One Note meets Jackie Gleason, Ethel Merman. Johnny One Note meets Ethel Merman. It's loud, but the range isn't very strong. But it wants to keep singing, even if it just has the two notes it sings. Just try this one last time. Again, it's a piece of paper that's clean here. Yeah, let's see, this one again wants me to draw in this sort of sketchy style. If I was out in the field drawing animals, I might use this pen where I would never pick the pen up, I would just draw the animal chasing a duck or whatever animals do. Lion chasing the wildebeest. Anyway, think of your pens as being Maseratis of some sort of sports car, and listen to what they're telling you to do. They might not be saying vroom, vroom, vroom. They might be saying, draw very quietly. Draw very delicate drawings. Use very, very tiny, tiny, tiny strokes to make your drawings. So they don't all say the same thing, which is why they're so much fun. See, they all are telling me different things. If I was a writer, you know, what sort of words would these pens want me to write? This one, maybe one that has lots of ascenders and descenders and T's that are, no, that's not right, because see, this one doesn't want to lift off the page. It has to be, they can't have a T or an I or a J, nothing that has to, you have to lift the pen and make a dot and cross your T. You have to, it's all words that are connected. So no T's, I's, or J's in this letter, because it doesn't want to lift up off the page. It wants to just stay writing. Oh dear. So much fun.